All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Lawliet versus Happy. This game taking place here it's taking place here on a Twisted Meadows. Lawliet has spawned as the red Night Elf player over here at what I will call, at what I will call the 5 o'clock position. Meanwhile, a hop, skip, and a jump away, we have Happy spawning as the blue Undead. Alright, it feels like my table got shifted somehow, so I need to like move my monitor around and try to get everything all like back to normal. Alright, that actually feels a little bit better. The arm actually is in the right spot now. Now, for those of you guys who have seen this particular game, I have not. I have only heard that it was perhaps Game of the Year. So that is some high praise. Normally, I try to go through, I have people screen videos for me and replays for me, but unfortunately, Facebook is, not letting me get to my Facebook inbox. That's why I have to go ahead and cast this way. Hey, Square, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in, as we are going to be looking at Happy coming over to scout out with this Acolyte. Unfortunately, the population menu isn't working quite right, so I'm just going to have nothing getting underway here, as we still don't see an archer being trained. Finally getting trained up here. Acolyte making its rounds, perhaps going to purposely try and aggro this Ancient of War here in just a little bit. We are going to be going a Warden going up against most likely a Death Knight here in this 1v1 matchup, as things are getting underway. Death Knight should be a lot of fun, and I just realized something I need to do. Let's go ahead and do this. Sorry, I need to make sure I don't run out of hard drive space in this particular video. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, getting everything back underway. Ghouls are now making their way out. Death Knight will be making its rounds out. Archer purposely shooting or shooing that Acolyte away off to the north. Now, is the Ghouls going to go ahead? Yes, they are going to be on the aggressive side. Happy bringing over that Death Knight to try and shut down all of this creeping. Meanwhile, we're sitting at 20 over 20 supply here. Acolyte is going to end up getting taken out here, and perhaps this is a little bit of a play by Lawliet to try and, make sure that he doesn't get harassed by Happy. Coming around on the other side, though, Happy is going to have free reign inside this space. Unfortunately for him, though, no easy way. Oh, wow, that one hit from the Death Knight was unable to finish off that Wisp, a very low hit point Wisp hiding off inside there. Meanwhile, Warden now coming back around, going to try and do a little bit of damage. You can see archers are pelting down some of those units, just adding a little bit of damage now. So far, we're looking at 25 over 30 compared to 20 over 20. Happy quickly taking the tier 2. Meanwhile, Lawliet is still working on training up some more Wisp. We can see a lot of damage being absorbed by that one Ghoul there. We could be looking at a Death Coil coming here in just a moment. Let's take a look at this. One more Shadow Strike should finish it off, as the Warden unable to do exactly that. Now that that Ghoul is back on Blight and under the cover of the Death Knight, it doesn't look like the Death Knight or that Ghoul has anything to really worry about. All right, let's take a look at this. This Warden trying to slip through and able to double back around. Lawliet knowing exactly where all the walkable pathways are, as we're taking a look at Wisp now heading off to the north. Another Ancient of War was built in a rather far off location, and Lawliet is going to run straight over there. Unbeknownst to Happy, Happy's going to come across here, look at this Ancient of War, and wonder, where exactly is my opponent creeping? Happy knows that he can't spend too much time hunting for his opponent, and all that he can really do now is harass the main base. It is going to be a game of, round and round it goes. Those Wisp trying to get away quickly. Let's take a look at that. A whole bunch of heals as the Ghouls, unable to catch up to the Wisp, as the Death Knight does not yet have Unholy Aura. Back across over here, Warden going to get to level 2 very, very quickly, finishing off this creep camp. Meanwhile, the Wisp are just running away, as the Death Knight hasn't really been able to do very much. Let's take a look at this. Are these Wisp going to be able to head off anywhere here in just a moment? Let's take a look. Wisp now trying to hide away and able to do exactly that. There's the Death Knight with the Death Coil. Shadow Strike on that Death Knight, as well as the Wisp are running back. you can take a look. Lawliet actually purposely trained a large amount of wisps, perhaps for exactly this purpose, knowing that harassment could be coming in many shapes and forms. Let's take a look at this wisp now trying to run back away. Are we perhaps going to see this ghoul try and go after that wisp right there? It looks like that wisp is going to get taken down, and it is taken out. No detonation. Death Knight now running away here. Ghouls trying to head back off to the north. Wisp are purposely just trying to hide every which way they can, and this is all during nightfall, so those wisps are able to regenerate hit points. As that tree of life is, well, teching the tree of ages, no additional wisp can be trained, and this may end up causing a bit of a supply shortage on wood. Coming back across over here, let's take a look at this Ancient of War Staff of Teleportation. Death Knight gonna go ahead and teleport back home with no real problem whatsoever, as we are now teching the tier 2, getting up that Lich as well. Death Knight still wandering around here. Wisp still making its rounds. Well, Warden making its way back down south as the Ancient of War absorbing a large amount of damage. Skeletal Minion gonna get taken down right there. Let's take a look at this. Warden gonna go after this Rock Golem here. Warden should be able to get to level 3. Now has Boots of Speed and picks up a Potion of Potion of Invulnerability 2. This Wisp gonna have a hard time trying to get away. Are we gonna see a detonation? That Wisp trying to wander around still, as we are building a Hunter's Hall in a very far off location. Warden making its rounds over, wanting to perhaps get a Shadow Strike on that Ghoul. Not gonna find it though. Well, should maybe able to find it here. Let's take a look at this. The Warden is gonna be able to catch up on that ground. Happy's Ghoul gonna get hit with a Shadow Strike from behind right now, and with that Shadow Strike and that damage over time, this Ghoul's days are pretty much numbered. 2 more ticks, 1 more tick, there it goes, gets taken down. Death Knight still sitting at level 1, Happy in an unfortunate situation. Archers now coming over to engage here. Ancient of War absorbing a large amount of damage, and Lawliet playing at a very high rate right now, doing pretty much very, very tactical maneuvers in an unorthodox manner and method. He built an Ancient of War off over here, cleared out the Goblin Merchant Shop, and then ate through the trees coming in from the other direction. This has given the Warden additional time to try and creep, and has given a very, very large opening in terms of experience. That Warden is already almost at level 4. Meanwhile, the Death Knight and the Lich both still sitting at level 1. Coming back down across here, Warden with mass archers looking to clear out all of these Ogre Magi's and Ogre Mauler creep camps. Magi will get taken down very quickly. There it goes. There's level 4. Let's take a look what additional items will be dropped down here, as that last Forest Troll Trapper will get off an ensnare there. Back across here, we are looking at Ancients of Lore. More Wisp are being trained by Lawliet, and we could be also looking perhaps at a potential expansion here. That may be the reason why that Wisp is being transferred over, as the Death Knight now looks to do a bit of creeping on his own. Warden sitting at level 4. Gonna clear out this Null Brute creep camp. No real issues here. Dual Ancients of Lore also going into Dryads. A very good unit for now. However, as Happy increases that Crypt Fiend count, those Dryads are going to be extremely weak. We need to see a large number of bears. Robe of Magi given to that Death Knight. Perhaps it will be transferred to that Lich for a little bit of extra damage and a little bit of extra mana, since that Lich is intelligent based. There you have it, level 2 on the Lich. Units now moving around here. Meanwhile, Ancient of War once again absorbing a large amount of damage, as the Warden is just away from all of the action here. Interesting strategies going all around here, as we're going to take a look at this Rock Golem. Well, gonna get taken down. Item or space was made to pick up one of those items. It is going to be True Shot Aura, very useful for all of the archers and the Dryads, as we're now looking at this army of Crypt Fiends and Ghouls looking to shut things down. Death Knight sitting at level 2, almost at level 3. Ancient of War could get taken out rather quickly. There goes a Ghoul as Ancient of Wonders now being placed down as well. Let's take a look at this. Dark Ranger added in as the third hero, and things could go from bad to worse very quickly, but fighting inside a Night Elf base with full Moonwells, it can and will be hazardous to your health. Death Knight gets up to level 3. Warden, level 2. Fan of Knives comes across. Shadow Strike, a lot of focusing of damage as the level 5 now on that Warden. Level 5 on the Warden here, trying to engage. Perhaps another Fan of Knives will be extremely helpful to try and finish off more units. Low hit point Dryad gonna perhaps try and back away, gets a little bit more hit points, and while still trying to stay alive, unable to get to the Moonwells in the back. A beautiful Fan of Knives once more, finishing off more. Dryads now trying to head all the way to the very back here, could easily heal from those Moonwells. Not quite sure why they're not doing exactly that, as the Dryads are still a bit too far away. Let's take a look at this. Low hit point units dancing all the way around. Warden could easily get some more damage here. There's a Shadow Strike. Potion of Healing, I believe, was used as the Dryad now need to head back. All right, Death Knight still wandering around in a circle. Dryad right there is going to get taken down, and no able to get away as the Warden still unable to catch up to that unit right there. All right, more damage coming across here. Dark Ranger trying to catch up. Let's take a look at this. Death Knight going to be forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal as the Dryad gets taken down. Overall supply, 43 supply going up against 42. After all of that, the Death Knight still at level 3, still alive, double potions of healing. Warden going to be forced to perhaps use a Moonstone to try and refill these Moonwells, but he does have the economic advantage on his side as this gold mine is now getting entangled. Ancients of Lore is still training up Dryads. We are not yet teching the Tree of Eternity. Perhaps too many wisps were lost in that battle, as we're now looking at Abominations joining in on the fight as well. Abominations mainly here to spread Disease Cloud, a very strong frontline unit, but nothing that is going to really counter unless perhaps we are looking at Mountain Giants a little bit later on. Dryads are all here, ready to go. Well, Ghoul has spouted and scouted out of this gold mine over here at that 4 o'clock position. Warden able to slip through, has a potion of mana, and this may come down to using, well, that ultimate ability already at the 12-minute mark and well, sitting strongly at level 5. Ancient of Wonder is going to easily get taken down right there as the Dryads now, well, come in from behind. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. This is going to be some major damage. There's a big Fan of Knives. There's a Shadow Strike. Warden going after those units now. Dryad's low hit point trying to get away as the Warden is still in a little bit of trouble. Has a potion of mana. Going to try to finish off some more units. There goes one. There goes two Crypt Fiends as the Warden gets even more experience again. Lich now sitting at level 3. Lich with a large amount of mana. Another Fan of Knives finishes off another unit. Potion of mana was already used right there as the Warden still battling his way through. Another Dryad going to get taken down. Double Obsidian statues in the front line as the Warden perhaps going to retreat to try and get some more items here. There is the reveal. No Ancient of Wonders, however, meaning that the Warden is going to have a difficult time getting any extra mana pots. All right, let's take a look. Repairs now coming back over. Let's take a look. Are we going to get those repairs? Dryads are now making their way over as well. We could be looking at a big Fan of Knives. We are amongst all of the units right here as the Dryads are slowly starting to slow poison. Well, siphon life from that Dark Ranger right now as the Warden could end up taking a lot more damage. Let's take a look at this. More Shadow Strikes could be coming across. There's a Potion of Invulnerability right there. Shadow Strike right there as well. We could be looking at a big Fan of Knives to finish everything off. One or two more shots. There it goes. Down it goes. That Death Knight. Level 3 Death Knight now gone, but 2 Dryads also lost in the engagement. We're going to be taking a look at a handful of units getting taken out there as the Warden now gets to level 6. Level 6 Warden, Potion of Man, or, oh, the Moonwell, not enough to get the Avatar of Vengeance. Needs 1 or 2 more Moonwells. There you go. And this is going to be the sign to leave. Avatar of Vengeance with those Spirit of Vengeances that are immune to damage. Going to be able to deal a tremendous amount of damage. So much focus fire going down onto that Avatar right now as the unit's trying to back away. All right. Additional units all across over here. You can take a look. All of that extra damage. That Abomination may get taken down. And if it does get taken down, that's going to be even more experience once again. All right, Abomination. One more tick and it will die. There it goes. Death Knight unable to get a death coil off, didn't have enough in the tank. Dryads, Spirit of Vengeances now making their way back over. Dryads unable to landing some big slow poisons as the Abominations now get the disease cloud on those Dryads. Dryads will still be able to, well, no, they are not even regenerating hit points at night, and that means during the day they are going to be very much negative and take that damage over time. Thank you, Hussein, for the follow, as the Dryads are now making their way back again. So far, Warden sitting at level 6 has a potion of healing. Going to try and engage. There's the Shadow Strike. Are we going to perhaps see a Fan of Knives? Oh, no Fan of Knives needed, as the Avatar still battling its way through. Siphon life onto that Warden taking a tremendous amount of damage. There's a potion of healing. Are we going to be looking at another Fan of Knives? Not needed again, as the Death Knight now gets up to level 4. Both sides fighting every which way. Let's take a look at this. A lot of healing getting around as the Warden trying to battle its way through. We could be looking at some more Fan of Knives, more damage. Let's take a look. The Lich Potion of Lesser Invulnerability was used in time, followed by the Scroll of Town Portal from the Warden in order to get away. Making good. Wish you a lot of followers. I wish I had a lot of followers as well. Let's take a step back from all of the action and get a recap of the current state of the game. Right now, we see Lawliet on 2 bases. Main bases are nearly mined out. Only 5 minutes of mining left. Undead will need to take an opportunity and find the time to set up a base. Otherwise, he will be very far behind. Overall on the supply, let's take a look at this. It's 49 over 50 compared to 60 over 70, but you gotta remember, Lawliet does have the extra base, so he should have significantly more units than his opponent. Right now, Happy is not in a horrible spot, but he is still a bit behind. His hero is only sitting at level 4, as the Warden now sitting at level 6. Scroll of Healing right there. Let's take a look at this. Trying to get some Shadow Strikes off. Are we going to perhaps see a Scroll of Healing right there, as the Warden now trying to back away? Low hit point Dryads will be forced to retreat as well. And let's take a look at this. No Abominations, and we are only still at Tree of Ages. True Shot Aura, and all of the Dryads are sitting at 1-0 upgrade, now trying to get Ultra Vision upgrades as well. Dryads now going to, well, perhaps retreat back home. Overall supply 66 over 70. Clarity Potion quickly being used, trying to heal back up, as we're going to take a look at another Spirit of Vengeance currently out onto the field, battling it here. All right, Spirit of Vengeance. Warden needs to break that link right there, as that Dark Ranger siphoning so much life away, going to cause some major problems. All right, there was a big Fan of Knives, another Potion of Healing, as the Ancient of Wonder is taken down. That stationary, so much damage onto that Warden. The Warden trying to head back, finally able to break free from that siphon life. All right, Black Arrow still raining through. Crypt Fiend's able to poke through a large amount of damage, and it's been siphon life and silence as the main abilities. Abominations in that front line, still spreading a lot of disease cloud here. We could be looking at more detonations once more to try and stop all of the healing that's happening. I believe that was a dark ritual or a death pack from that Death Knight to get a little bit more hit points, as we may see another death of a Crypt Fiend, as it is now, well, down to 3 hit points. Is it revealed? No, it is not. It is still currently getting healed. Another Fan of Knives could perhaps clear it, but there's no moon well juice in those moon wells. Happy now trying to, well, escape right here. Is going to be able to do exactly that. Oh, the Crypt Fiend did not unburrow in time. Why Warden didn't harass Acolytes? Well, at this point in the stage in the game, Wardens try to harass Acolytes in order to get an economic advantage. He perhaps knows that his opponent is already behind, and normally you will try to harass with your Acolytes when you're trying to get from level 5 to level 6 as well, getting that little bit of extra experience needed to get to your Avatar of Vengeance. At this point, unlike, say, in StarCraft 2, where you constantly harass the mineral line in order to win in the macro game, much more of the fights are focused on getting the most out of your units, as opposed to one giant death ball versus another. Coming back down across here, we are still sitting at, well, Tree of Ages, not even at Tree of Eternity, and this is at the 19-minute 20-second mark of this game. Ancient of Wonders is being rebuilt as you're taking a look at the Death Knight, taking this opportunity to clear out some more creep camps. Now the question is going to be, how is Lawliet going to respond? Lawliet going to pick up some additional items here. Doesn't have a Scroll of Town Portal, is sitting at level 7 though, and this is going to be a strange spot. At some point, he's going to want to try and hire up a second unit or second hero. The problem is going to be that his opponent already has a level 4 Death Knight and a level 4 Lich, meaning the nuking ability of the Undead is pretty much going to melt away any hero, any level 1 hero, in a matter of seconds. However, if the game goes longer and longer, you'd still rather have 3 level 5 heroes than 1 level 8 hero, and that is a situation and a possibility that we may be looking at here in just a little bit. The Dark Ranger is already at 4, the Lich is at 4.5, the Death Knight is just shy of 5, and that is what we're perhaps going to be looking at here. If Lawliet gets into even level 9 on his Warden before a second hero is trained up, that second hero won't have easy access to creeps, will be really focused on early in battles and not be able to level. And as the game goes on, the heroes start to carry the battle more and more. Happy now making its way back around across over here. Let's take a look at this. Ancient of Wonders gonna go ahead and, well, get taken down for the 3rd or 4th time, as we're going to be looking at Dryads now making their way over here. Hey, Original, how are you doing? Dryads now poking through. Warden is still off over here, and it looks like it may just be a trading of an Ancient of Wonders as the Dryads are starting to poke down this, well, extra necropolis. Extra necropolis right there. Let's take a look. Dryad also scouting... scouting out this down over here by these acolytes. Don't spoil anything as we're taking a look at the Dryads now trying to get away. Dryads taking a lot of damage once more. Dryads trying to slip away and do a little bit of split. Death Knight now trying to chase as well, as we're looking back off to the north here. It could be an issue with lumber for double necropolis, or just trying to zone out additional spaces. Thank you, Clemento, for the follow as we take a look at more Siphon Life onto that Warden. Warden using Cloak of Silence, excuse me, not Silence, Shadow Meld in order to break that Siphon Life, as we're going to take a look at that Warden in that front spot. Avatar Vengeance is fighting its way through. There's Dust of Appearance onto that Warden. Warden taking a large amount of damage. Scroll of Town Portal now being used in order to get away. How many additional Dryads will be lost? Only 1. Fine. How are you, Crota? I am doing not too bad. All right, Dryads now making their way back off to the north here. We are still... Wait, where is that Tree of Ages walking to? Tree of Ages is now walking to off to the north here. Tree of Life down over here, still mining away. And we are just going to start to try and take down other creep camps as well. This might be a situation where Happy is not going to be able to really venture forth and put pressure on his opponent. Lawliet knows that Happy doesn't have an expansion, and because of this, he knows that he can freely take an expansion of his own during this time by doing... What gives +5? Ring of Protection +5? That could be it. Alright, remaining units going to go ahead and just get finished off over here. Warden now making its way over. If this gets to... Is that Ring of Protection +5? It's at least worth a good amount of gold. Yes, it is. Now up to 14 armor as that Warden, well, very difficult to take out. Alright, continuing to battle it out here. Tree of Ages going to root. Thank you for watching on YouTube. That is my bread and butter, but it's always great to interact with fans as well. Tree of Ages now going to go ahead and root itself down off over here, as well. Both sides are going to try and do a little bit of harass. We are looking at also Lawliet moving away with these Dryads and trying to head back, do a little bit of a split here. Still no additional... Oh no, I take it back. 2-0 upgrades now on those Dryads, adding in that True Shot aura, and now becomes almost 3-0 upgrades as we see the Ring of Protection quickly being sold for a Scroll of Town Portal and a Scroll of Healing. Back off here, Happy's expansion needs to get shut down. Death Knight unable to easily catch up. We see an Orb of Darkness on the Death Knight as well. So the Dark Ranger, Lich, all of these units fighting back every which way. The Dryads now going to make their way off to the north, and this is a beautiful head fake by Lawliet. By purposely moving the Dryads down across in this direction, it actually forces his opponent to go in a different spot. All of these Acolytes will get taken down, and it's going to buy just the right amount of time for, well, the Warden to perhaps try and finish off this creep camp here. A beautiful Fan of Knives quickly being used as we're going to take a look. Thank you for the subscription. As you see, everyone just get out of there. Now, Acolyte's going to be trained, and Happy, unfortunately, out of gold, in serious trouble. It is 2 bases to 0 bases right now, as Lawliet is just banking on a large number of Dryads. Perhaps, well, if you have 2 Necropolises, you should perhaps be splitting up the training of Acolytes between the 2, as every Acolyte is extremely important. You cannot afford to be losing Acolytes needlessly like this. All right, Warden going to come across, try and engage. Let's take a look. Dryads able to slip through right here. And, well, that is a mighty narrow choke point that you never ever want to try and chase your opponent's army through. Meanwhile, Dryads come back over here. Happy doing another split play, putting pressure on that gold mine off to the north. All right, Dark Ranger is going to spot this expansion here. It's going to start dealing a bit of damage once more. But can Lawliet really afford to do that? A single Acolyte starting to unsummon some buildings just to make room, and this Acolyte is going to start to hide. Back down across over here, I'm going to take a look. This Tree of Ages will get taken down. Meanwhile, this Haunted Gold Mine will get taken down as well. I believe there's a Staff of Teleportation. Dark Ranger comes back by his or her lonesome self, as we see the Necropolis now perhaps get taken down. No Shadow Meld possibility here, no Blink in order to break free from that Siphon Life. Dryads able to easily shut down Happy's Necropolis, as we're seeing more units making their way over. Is the Red Creep Camp Gold Mine in the corner accessible by air? Only by air, yes. It is the only, it is only accessible by air. They are islands in the corners of the map, very difficult to get to, and you need a significant amount of anti-air to shut it down. Goblin Sappers, one Goblin Sapper comes in, a second Goblin Sapper could come in, second Goblin Sapper in, third Goblin Sapper, no, dies from the friendly fire, but still the Dryads able to finish all of this off. Lawliet pushing through, dealing terrible damage across multiple units, as we're going to take a look. Well, what is happening here? The Fan of Knives unable to finish off the Dark Ranger. More damage coming through. Potion of Lesser Scroll of Town Portal now being forced. Dark Ranger gets saved at the last possible moment by a level 3 Death Coil. Beautiful save by Happy. Happy sitting at 44 over 30 right now, compared to 51 over 80. 1 base is mining, and that is it. And there's only about, 4.5 minutes of mining left. This is going to be a situation of what you see is what you get. Happy has no way of even haunting another gold mine right now. Not quite sure what he can make of this. There's a wisp down across over here, as the Dryads are going to be going into every which corner. Death Knight sitting at level 5. Let's take a look at this Avatar of Vengeance. Those Spirit of Vengeances still causing problems all over the place. Meanwhile, Warden, Siphon Life, and you can take a look, that Dark Ranger able to deal so much damage and easily win out any 1v1 fight, as it deals damage and heals damage all at the same time. New Tree of Life off to the north here, going to try and root itself in the right position. Extra gold being harvested still. That Warden does not have any sort of, this could be bad. Down to 179 hit points. Gonna get a Shadow Strike, Fan of Knives, Death Knight, Death Coil. This could be the end. There it is. And now the Dark Ranger gets to level 5. Level 7. Warden, solo Warden, now finally taken down. Avatar of Vengeance is currently alive and well, but that is the only thing really keeping anything alive here. Meanwhile, back across, one Acolyte is all that is left here. A new Necropolis is being built, but there is no way to haunt a gold mine. He's gonna have to actually creep camps in order to get gold. Armies are gonna become extremely important, as the obsidian statues able to provide a lot of healing for Happy's army during this time. Alright, this additional gold mine off to the north. Manual of Health, some more items back across here. Dryads now shifting their way back off over, as well as Wisp are trying to get a bit of repairs. Wisp getting taken down. 49 over 50 supply. More repairs, more healing getting underway. There is a lot of Dryads right here, but the Crypt Fiends could, in fact, do the job. Are we going to perhaps see a bit of repairing? There is the repairs now, as the Abomination going to be able to easily finish off these remaining units. All right, Death Knight, Lich, making its way over, trying to finish off some of these Dryads. One Dryad looks like it will get taken down. Wow, that Death Knight unable to get in front of that Dryad right there. Meanwhile, back across on the other side, 2 Dryads still pelting away, as one Acolyte still trying to stay alive. Low hit point Warden currently surrounded. We could be looking at a reveal here. This could be a very big deal. Shadow Strike trying to finish that off. Let's take a look. Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. One Crypt Fiend should get taken down. There it goes. 45 damage a second. A bit too much. Back across over here, Warden does get healed back up. Is it going to try and engage? Gets Frost Nova and Death Coiled again. More damage, and this Warden perhaps desperately wished that it was at level 8. Takes another Death Coil. Perhaps another Frost Nova. Is the Goblin Zeppelin going to be able to hire it up? Oh, no. Not in time. It tried to hire a Goblin Zeppelin, got a Goblin Shredder instead, and, well, wasn't able to hide in the Goblin Zeppelin. All right, let's take a look. What's going to be happening off to the north? There's still one Acolyte just looking and wandering around. No easy ways. Death Knight now being brought back over, and the Obsidian statues are going to be huge. Crypt Fiends now putting pressure onto this Tree of Life as well. 42 over 80 supply as the, well, Lich, Death Knight, Dark Ranger coming across here. Level 6 Death Knight with level 2 Unholy Aura chasing after all of these units. Resurrecting a level 7 hero at Tavern costs an arm and a leg. Yep, definitely. As we're looking at the, well, this Tree of Life about to get taken down. Lawliet is in serious trouble. Warden getting resurrected the old-fashioned way. Cannot afford to try and hire it from the tavern, as we're looking at a Goblin Zeppelin now dropping to finish off a Ziggurat over here. All right, this could end up getting taken down, and with the unit types and perhaps repairing, this one Goblin Shredder could take down multiple buildings, as it does deal normal damage. Lich is right off over here. Let's take a look at that. A lot of damage being added in. Goblin Zeppelin is just going to hide across over here, stay away for quite some time, as we're looking at this expansion about to get taken down. Dryads hanging around by this tavern now. Still got quite a ways to go for that Warden. Meanwhile, the Tree of Life even joining in on the fight. It doesn't want to go down, but, well, we're going to be seeing that right there. Mass detonation coming across here. There's a little bit of damage, and, well, leaving behind a Manual of Health. Acolyte finally makes its way off to the north here. Are we going to perhaps see an entangled gold mine? And, well, the Dryads head off to the north, see that there was no gold mine, and decide not to check behind it. The lone Acolyte, this one Acolyte, everything hinges on that Acolyte to perhaps be able to haunt this gold mine and get back into the game. Death Knight sitting at level 6, clearing out some more creep camps, still gonna get some extra items, get a little bit of extra gold, and perhaps start to fight their way back. Happy sitting at 37 over 30 compared to Lawliet's 35 over 70. And the big thing right now are these Moonwells versus the Obsidian statues. All right, Goblin Shredder quickly drops down, finishes off one Ziggurat right there, and now makes its way back up into the skies. We're 33 minutes into this game. No clear winner as of yet, as the Crypt Fiends still make their way back across here. Well, Slaughterhouse is not training up anything. Nothing can be trained at all. Still not enough gold. A lone Wisp is actually scouting out this spot to make sure there are no expansions anywhere. And this Warden, if it can get to level 8, all of a sudden the mobility of that warden will become a problem as Blink becomes very, very economical. All right, let's take a look at this. Going to try and engage. No, decides to back off here. Goblin Shredder still off over here as well. We are taking a look. There is one, count it, one necropolis still sitting here, and both sides pretty much afraid to wander off anywhere. There is still one tree of life being built down to the south here. This tree of life is in position and is pretty much placed down by Lawliet to make Happy think that he's mining gold somewhere. Let's take a look at this. Are we going to see this one obsidian statue get taken down? If it does get taken down, that would be potentially huge. A fan of knives right here would be able to do it, as there's the avatar, staff of teleportation coming across. Down it goes, gets to level 8 as the Dark Ranger and the Lich going to try and finish some things off. There you go. There's that very, very fast movement speed. That's going to go ahead and teleport away, as that warden going to be able to heal back up very quickly. No signs of Moonwell or Moonstone use as of yet. As we're taking a look, Dryad still heading back. Level 6, level 5, level 6 going up against a solo level 8 warden. And Lich with Death and Decay. Perhaps Death and Decay on these Moonwells and these buildings can take them all down. This is huge. Losing 4 Moonwells at this stage, that's a major portion of the heal, as the Lich is just going to deal terrible damage to the entire infrastructure of the Night Elf base here. Lawliet losing all of those Moonwells. That is absolutely huge. Dryads now making their way back over, perhaps trying to get in a fight here. Goblin Shredder gonna drop down, and that Goblin Shredder does deal so much damage to those units. Goblin Shredder perhaps gonna try and get away. There's a reveal onto that unit right there. Death Coil gonna be in time, as the Goblin Shredder needs to head back. Goblin Shredder gets taken down. No more normal damage only. All right, continuing to fight. Dryads now trying to head back once again, once more. And, well, an obsidian statue was left behind, and the warden was able to finish it off. But at what cost? 4 Moonwells and all of the healing that goes along with it lost. Sitting at level 8. Avatar of Vengeance still wandering around here. A very important unit indeed. Dryads all picked up, and this has been a game where no one has mined any gold, I'd say, for the past 5 minutes. What you see is what you get in terms of army right now. This Tree of Life, it can't eat its way. It can't eat its way over here. No, that would be rather strange, but it can hide itself in the corner. Let's take a look at this. Dryads, what are they going to do? They're just trying to make sure that there is no gold mine being mined anywhere on the map. We're at a stage in the game right now where everyone wants to make sure that their opponent doesn't have some sort of ninja expansion. Death Knight still wandering around here. Staff of Teleportation on all 3 heroes. All 3 heroes with Staff of Teleportation, as we're taking a look at the Dark Ranger teleporting back home. Lone Warden able to make its way back over. Gonna go ahead and jump inside, and nothing to really put pressure on that Warden and those Dryads at all. All right, this Tree of Life has no way to actually jump down this cliff whatsoever, unfortunately. And you can't even, well, pick up a... I don't think you can put a Tree of Life in a Goblin Zeppelin. That would actually be... Yeah, I don't believe that is actually possible, as we're going to look at an engagement now. All right, Warden going to go ahead and engage. No Orb of Venom on that Warden. That is incredibly important. Dryads actually being microed to pull back here, as that Avatar of Vengeance is absorbing a large amount of damage. We're looking at perhaps a handful of these units trying to get taken down. If the Warden can get, get some useful items, that would be key, as we're looking at a red Drake. All right, a Drake egg could cause some serious problems, as this Tree of Life is going into the corner, and all it's trying to do is hide from the Lich. We're going to see one lone building left, and that is it. One Tree of Life being hidden in the far, far corner, as the Warden now going to go ahead and teleport. Where is it going? Teleports off over here to that Hunter's Hall. All right. Where are the units going next? All right, Drake Egg was sold Are we going to perhaps be picking up some scrolls of healing? All the moonwells now gone. And so much is on the line now. One tree of life hiding in the corner. No way to get any air whatsoever. One acolyte. If the acolyte accidentally throws itself or catches a creep camp, there you go. There's only one or two forest troll high priests left off over here. Some mining could be done, but then you'd have to unsummon some of your buildings or perhaps sell some of your items. Double gloves or triple gloves of haste coupled with that orb of corruption, very, very effective. Meanwhile, the Death Knight doesn't have that many items either. What are we expecting to see here? Warden is currently invisible, just wandering around, and the Goblin Zeppelin overhead still regenerating some hit points on all of those units. Make sure to breathe at the end of the game. Come on, you guys know me. I can somehow breathe and talk almost at the same time. Warden still looking to see if there is an expansion anywhere. Gonna head off to the north and, well, look for another possible expansion location. There are some moonwells being built in the corner of the map. Death Knight and Lich are finally gonna find it here and, well, cause a cancellation. There's a detonation there, as the Warden is just going to try and engage once again. All right, let's take a look at that. Warden is right there. Avatar is here as well. That Avatar is going to be coming to an end. There goes a Dryad. Every Dryad getting lost. This is a horrible, horrible loss right here, as the Warden taking terrible damage as well. Let's take a look. Beautiful Phantom Knives trying to finish off the remainder of these units. More Spirit of Vengeances could be summoned down here in just a moment. There you go, summoning up some more units, and in order to finish off this stone golem. All right, down it goes. One more shot as the Warden picks up a Scroll of Restoration, a beautiful item for the upcoming fight. Tree of Life still hiding in the corner. Death Knight, Lich wandering around here still. Death Knight still does not know, hey, how's it going, hey chat, where exactly his opponent is. Dark Ranger has no signs of it whatsoever. Death Knight is wandering off into the corner, and he's going to fly just south of his opponent. He's going to come across here and see, wait, well, nope, there is no expansion here. What is going on? Boulder right there. Death Knight going to go after these units rather quickly, trying to finish off all of these units. Death Knight absorbing a fair amount of damage. Lich actually needs to be the one to absorb all of that damage, as the Death Knight can easily get off some death coils to heal that Lich continually. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this off over here. There is an Ancient of Lore also in this location, so two buildings are all that are left, and we're going to take a look at the Warden and the Dryads still making their rounds. A handful of buildings being left behind right here. The graveyard was already taken out, so no easy Spirit of Vengeances, as the Death Knight gets a stone talisman for some easy summonings. Was actually hoping to catch you playing some Reforge. You're in the beta, right? I am in the beta. I've been playing some 2v2s, having a lot of fun with that. Death Knight now going to go ahead and jump up into that Goblin Zeppelin right there, but misses the Tree of Life. All right, Ancient of Lore is currently hiding, but he's hiding in plain sight. It will end up getting taken down right there. There it is. Ancient of Lore in serious trouble. Is it going to be able to get away, as it is, well, trying to eat its way through these trees? Lots of damage right there. Is it going to actually just perhaps try and fight back? That is, that's the question now. Meanwhile, there's also another Ancient of Lore off over there. All right, well, thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Mikey. As we're still looking at, well, what is this? The Goblin Zeppelin now overhead, perhaps going to try and go after these units here. Death Knight. Well, Death Knight could be in trouble. Let's take a look at this. Goblin Zeppelin now trying to switch back over. There is the Hunter's Hall now. It is still spotting right here. Death Knight now making its rounds over. Perhaps it's going to try and pick up some other items. No, just quickly sells that last, well, those stone talismans. All right, is there an, well, why did he summon a Necropolis first? That makes, oh, he can summon a Necropolis and haunt a gold mine? All right, enough gold to summon a Necropolis and haunt a gold mine. That is going to be huge. Thank you, Mikey Mike, for watching on YouTube still. Let's take a look at this. Lich and Death Knight still trying to clear out every little corner of the map. Goblin Zeppelin off over here, gonna try and clear out this location. There's a Fan of Knives pretty much not doing any damage whatsoever. Misclick by Lawliet perhaps, as the Avatar of Vengeance is now currently in play. Alright, trying to finish off that unit. That Avatar of Vengeance is pretty much just there to try and pick up or make some additional units here. Let's take a look at this. A little bit of damage absorption. Another Dryad. Oh, Scroll of Restoration was used in order to heal back up all of these units and now pick up a Potion of Divinity. 25 seconds of invulnerability is absolutely huge now. Meanwhile, Death Knight picking up an additional tome here. Goblin Zeppelin still overhead. What is going on? This Tree of Life. One building being left behind, and well, keeping Lawliet in this game. Meanwhile, in the corner of the map here, Lich and Death Knight still clearing out this. We are looking at 28 over 20 compared to 20 over 10 as, oh, a beautiful, beautiful catch. Happy builds a Necropolis in time only to see all of the units drop back down and attempt to shut it down. That is absolutely huge. One Acolyte now hiding exactly where his opponent was not too long ago. Meanwhile, in comes the Warden. Warden has 2 potions of invulnerability as the Dryads are going to be here ready to engage. Goblin Zeppelin here ready to engage as well. Let's take a look at this. Goblin Zeppelin could get taken down. Let's take a look. What's going to be happening? Going to try and pick it up. Picks it up in time. Drops it back down. There is the Shadow Strike. Death Knight could be in trouble. Both of them are trying to teleport away. And it looks as though the Death Knight will be fine. 137 hit points. Gets back close to that Obsidian statue. And it will stay above 100 hit points as it, well, enjoys being on Blight and next to that Obsidian statue there. Alright, Death Knight cannot venture forth for very long. That means that the Dryads will finish off this Necropolis here. Meanwhile, what is happening? Warden has the Potion of Divinity and Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. It could buy one more Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. No, another Potion of Invisibility, and also picks up Boots of Speed. All right, coming across inside here, the Death Knight is going to be that prime target. This is going to be seen, well, he looks at this and sees that his unit is right there. There's the attack. Shadow Strike, Fan of Knives, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability needs to be used. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, Death Coil, Death Pact, still trying to engage here. Are we going to see another Shadow Strike trying to engage? There is another Fan of Knives. It used a Potion of Divinity. Perhaps his opponent doesn't know that he used the extra powerful variety. Now continuing the battle here. Units still fighting their way every which way around. And the Death Knight's Potion of Invulnerability is going to be coming to an end faster. Now Warden is still right here, going to try and engage. Uses a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Has 7 seconds still. Has plenty of mana. Can it get a Shadow Strike off? That is going to be key. There's the Shadow Strike, and down goes the Death Knight. All right. Warden still has enough gas in the tank for one good measure blink, and the level 6 Death Knight is gone. Warden sitting at level 8. No more Moonwells anywhere. Now this is going to be just a massive race to try and take down multiple buildings, as the Death Knight was one of the major cornerstones of the Undead army. Alright, Lich, Obsidian Statue, Dark Ranger, desperately looking, desperately hunting for those remaining buildings. There's an Ancient of Lore right there. There's a Hunter's Hall right here. There's a Tree of Life right there. And that is it. Trying to finish off these couple of key buildings. Happy knows, take out the Necropolis first to start that 2-minute timer. If you start the 2-minute timer, that is absolutely huge in terms of trying to reveal where your opponent is. All right, let's take a look at this. Obsidian statues on all of these units have, well, joined back in on the fight once again. And the Warden has teleported away. Gonna try and heal back up during nightfall. 188 gold is all that is left. Dryads still healing up once more. Abominations with that disease cloud would have been perfect in a situation like this. Prevent the Dryads from easily healing. Every single creep camp save for 2 on Twisted Meadows have been crept out, and that is saying something, folks. Twisted Meadows, a rather large map with plenty of creep camps all over the place. Ancient of Lore hiding a tree amongst a forest. Yeah, that's definitely what's happening right now, as we see Happy unsummoning some key buildings. All right, Acolyte back down across over here, 546 gold. What is going on here? What's actually, you can actually draw in WarCraft. Can you actually draw? You're in a situation where you can't attack your opponent's building, and your opponent can't attack your buildings, and until one player makes a move, the other player won't make. Yeah, I guess you can. You can have a situation where one player just can't move and the other player can't move as well. All right. In a situation like this, though, we still have a tree of life off over here. It could try and entangle a gold mine somewhere and start to rebuild and get back into this game, but that would be, well, bringing this tree of life out from hiding, which is perhaps not the best choice or the best scenario at all. Dryad still running back off to the north once again. Let's take a look at this. Goblin Zeppelin perhaps going to try and set up a new necropolis somewhere else. Dark Ranger is engaging here and unable to deal that much damage. And you can take a look. The Dryads are purposely positioned in such a way where, well, Death Knight was resurrected. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability now being used. Death Knight does not have enough for a Death Coil as of yet. Enough damage could be done. Down to 7, down to 5. It gets taken down before the Death Knight can finish it off. Obsidian Statue was not nearby enough. And once again, a hero was sniped down as the Warden was able to finish it off. Dryads now dancing away. Again, Dryads trying to run back once more. Warden still making a move, perhaps down across over here. A couple of key buildings are all that are left. As we're coming across here, meanwhile, let's take a look. One Goblin Zeppelin very low on hit points. What is this Warden doing? The Warden is just going to try and take down these buildings by him or by herself. As you can take a look, each swipe dealing about, 17 to 20 damage. Not very much at all. Warden going to try and, get away, knowing that his opponent is perhaps nearby, and is just going to Staff of Teleportation away in time. Death Knight unable to get there. Hit and run tactics all day, very usable when your own trees and when your own buildings can eat trees to regain some life. Warden sitting at level 8 here. This Hunter's Hall hiding in plain sight. You know exactly where it is, but we don't see a Death Knight or the Lich even trying to make its way over there as of yet. More units still going to try and engage, perhaps getting some skeletons onto the ground. That could actually be key. If you have Spirit of Vengeances out, using the creeps for their corpses is actually a great play. However, the golems do not drop corpses, only the trolls do, and that is unfortunate. As we're going to take a look, picking up an item there. All right, Sobi Mask now on the Warden here. You can take is currently ensnared still. Are we perhaps going to be looking at a Fan of Knives? Death Knight now trying to make its way back over. Let's take a look. Death Knight could easily finish off that Dryad right there. We could be looking at a Shadow Strike. Well, no. There's a Fan of Knives. There's a Blink as the Warden needs to get away. All right, turning back around. We're going to see the death of a Dryad right there, sacrificing itself to save that Warden, as this Dryad could be in trouble as well. Dryad trying to head back down to 54 hit points, getting away. Oh, and there's a bit of slow poison action being brought over continually. The Dryads of Lawliet are microing beautifully to get a little bit of extra damage once more. All of that slow poison constantly over time eating away at that Death Knight and his movement speed as it's unable to catch up. Warden sitting at level 8, perhaps going to double back around if he's able to get in front of his opponent. That might be enough here. Ancient of Lore hiding amongst the trees. The Lich nearby, but has no idea where his opponent is. Dryad's making its way back down here. Going to turn back around, get some slow poison damage on that Death Knight again, but, well, it is rather difficult as the Dryad, gets choked up in that own narrow passage. All right, let's take a look. Continuing to fight its way through. Dryad slow poison. Let's take a look. Is it going to get another shot off? Yes, it will. This Dryad still trying to get away. The Death Knight with level 2 Unholy Aura, well, unable to catch up here. Perhaps, though, well, there is the Goblin Zeppelin. Goblin Zeppelin could try and pick it up. The Death Knight does not have any sort of anti-air attack. Let's take a look. Is the Zeppelin going to make its way over? Yes, Dryad going to try and make its way over there and picks it up in time. Death Knight chases chases all the way across the map, only to see a Goblin Zeppelin pick it up at the very last moment. All right. Lich turns the corner, finds the Tree of Life. Oh, the Tree of Life has been spotted. This is huge. Tree of Life now trying to eat its way out of a bad situation. Death Knight could easily teleport over to the Lich now. This is just absolutely frustrating as the Tree of Life is sitting at 1,200 hit points, regenerating the hit points rather nicely. And what is going to be happening here? Going after the main buildings instead. All right, Death Knight going to be brought back over. Fighting on Blight is never an easy proposition whatsoever. Picking up the units at the last possible moment. There you go. Trying to pick it up. Goblin Zeppelin. There is the Death Knight. Dryad going to get taken down. There goes one Dryad. Another Dryad going to get taken down right there. Yes, but outside of range of the Goblin Zeppelin. Or sorry, not the Zeppelin. Of that obsidian statue. All right. Is actually trying to battle it up against that Lich. It could have just tried to like eat a tree and then hit, and then eat a tree and hit. That could have potentially worked. Meanwhile, Avatar of Vengeance is now once again back down out onto the field, and we're gonna see it try and engage and fight once more. All right, here comes the ultimate. In comes the damage, as the Warden perhaps going to be coming in from the other side. Yes, gets up a Spirit of Vengeance to engage right now. The Dryads are also showing up. Shadow Strike onto that unit. Is it going to get a Death Coil? Yes, it is, as you're going to just see more and more fights getting underway as the, Goblin Zeppelin picking up. Is it going to be able to get enough damage off to chase after all of those units again? Blink, Shadow Strike, Fan of Knives, Death Knight gets the Death Coil, but the Warden finishes off the Death Knight in time. Level 6 Death Knight falls, and now we are left with the Lich. Lich unable to solo the Tree of Life, and this Tree of Life should be able to start mining again, and that is the game. This was a tournament game between Happy and Lawliet with so much on the line. Well, yeah. All right. I believe, is this gold? No, this is army. This is experience. This is gold. So Lawliet more than doubled his opponent's overall resources. You can take a look at the gold mine and the lumber harvested, but still Happy ended up with a higher overall score because of those heroes. A level 6, a level 6, and a level 5. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 56-minute, 17-second replay here on Twisted Meadows.